Hey guys, welcome back to Ottoex, a channel on YouTube where we feature some interesting vehicles from around the world. Sometimes we sell them, sometimes we don't. Today in front of me is a unique Toyota. This is a 1995 Toyota Camry SV40. So the V40 Camry was a narrow body Camry that was only ever available in the Japanese market. These were not sold in North America in this body style. They're narrower, they're a little more sleek, a little bit more elegant designed. They remind me of kind of an executive vehicle, executive type, with just very nice lines and just a nice overall more premium presence over, a Corolla or one of the more budget-orientated models of the mid-90s Toyotas. So this one is an SV43. The 43 denotes the four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive system that is present on this one. It is also a 5-speed manual, right-hand drive. The cool thing about this one is it sports the same drivetrain as so many familiar models of Toyota from the 90s that were sold in North America. So, same engine as the first-gen RAV4. That's the 3S FE engine. It's a 2-liter gasoline fuel-injected engine. It was also used in the earlier Camrys, so the ones before '93. And even after that, so many of the Camrys use the 5S engine, which is, again, basically the same thing with a little bit more displacement. So all the engine components, accessories, all that stuff, most of the parts are interchangeable, meaning you can service this thing in North America without too much fuss, without too much waiting from parts. You can mostly get your parts through your local dealer or auto parts store, pretty easy. Body stuff is a little different, but that's part of the fun with these. So let's take a look inside, and then we're gonna take it for a drive after that. So let's take a peek in the front passenger side. Now what you'll notice is you've got a very nice gray interior. I like to call it the mouse fur cloth. Very similar cloth to an 80 series in cloth. If you guys have ever seen one of those, 96 and up, 95 and up. Pretty sure they use the same upholstery as in this one. So we've got gray on gray interior. The door cards are in good shape. Power windows, power locks, all that sort of stuff. And one thing, let's take a look at this outside upper window edge. You'll notice here it's a Toyota badged set of window visors, a very common accessory found on JDM vehicles. Why, you may ask? Well, in my opinion, it's just a smart upgrade to have on any car. You can roll down the windows, have nice ventilation as you're cruising in the rain or shine. Also, perhaps not applying to this car, but other vehicles we've seen, sometimes they get smoked in. Back in the 90s in Japan, smoking was pretty popular. So you could just smoke, crack the windows, and makes it a little easier. Although my vote goes towards the rain usage. That's what I would use them for. Driver's side, another tidy, simple door card with cloth trim right down the middle, and with your master window switch and lock switch and mirror switch, as well as this button here, which is a power mirror retract feature found on so many cars in Japan, but not so many here from this era. Press that button and your mirrors fold in. Press it again and they fold out. For those narrow parking times in Japan, pretty useful to have in my opinion. So the seats, again, present nicely. You've got a double tilt the back or the front, as well as a lumbar support lever on the inside of that bolster. The outside of that bolster is where the adjustment is. Map pockets, okay, simple stuff. I'll take a seat inside. Well, why don't we hop in the back and I can show you the front from there. before I open this door and get in, you'll notice there are some badges down the side. It says four-wheel drive. That's because this is a full-time four-wheel drive model. You'll notice it sits a little bit higher than just your average two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive Camry. It's got more clearance. They set these up. They were very popular in Japan, although quite rare. You know, Japan got a lot more four-wheel drive variants of your average Toyota vehicle. But these Camrys are still hard to find. They didn't sell many of them in Japan, and so we can't really find many of them. This is maybe the third or fourth one we've found that meets our standards in 8 years. So you'll notice up front we've got a nice 3-spoke urethane steering wheel, and you've got your automatic climate controls up here. Speaking of which, we just did a whole host of service on this car, including a brand new Denso factory AC compressor. Everything was refreshed as far as the AC goes. It needed a new compressor, so we've done that, as well as some other service, so AC blows nice and cold. And I'll point out one other cool feature. So if you look in front of this center console, you'll notice this rotary switch right here, and that says air purifier. So you can switch that on, and you have these vents back here, right here, where it will cycle the air and purify it. There's a filter located under here. You can access it from the trunk. And that's a pretty neat feature. It was an option. We've seen it occasionally on some other Toyotas from JDM 90s Toyotas, and just a cool thing. Got a nice big armrest here for your rear passengers, and really just plenty of room. I've got long legs and I'm really comfortable back here. Plenty of headroom. There's a little bit of scuffing on the headliner I want to disclose. Right here, a little bit of a stain. Looks like someone loaded this up with some gear and it touched up there. But otherwise, very tidy. And yeah, why don't we step up front? Trying to think if I can show you anything else before we get in and take it for a drive. Well, we'll pop the trunk. I'll show you what's back there. There's a little pass-through. So you can have a ski or snowboard pass-through, which is really handy. And we've got the original set of floor mats all around. You can see these are badged Camry Toyota. They're in, I would say, good to fair shape. Definitely life left in them. So you'll notice this is your air purifier system. It says air purifier there. Filter access behind here. And so you'll notice there, that folds forward. Huge trunk though, actually, like a lot of space. So we'll hop in here, move the gear bag, and we'll fold this forward. It actually just pulls right out, pretty easy. And then you've got a nice big pass-through from the rear to the front. And, you know, so you can load up longer items, which is always good to have, because a lot of these didn't have that. So we'd like to point that out. There's really no significant body damage. I'm gonna go around and point out some of the exterior flaws if I can. So there's that four-wheel drive badge. Just some light scratching here. And there's a little scratch here. And some scuffing here along the rear section. You know, just some touched up areas where I would imagine were just some rock chips and stuff. Pretty small stuff, pretty common with the age of this vehicle. This only has 33,000 original miles, which is incredible. And, yes, so this is probably the biggest blemish, is this touched up, scuffed part of this front left corner of this plastic bumper. It was touched up. They didn't do the best job. It came to us like this. It is what it is. You can get this refinished if you want, but we're just presenting it as is because it's still in amazing shape despite these little cosmetic imperfections. You know, it is a vehicle from 1995, Our standards are high, but we can't get them all super minty perfect and offer them at a reasonable price. These are also really rare. Again, probably the fourth one we've found in 8 years. So I don't know when we're going to see another one of these, if ever. And when we find them, they're never quite the same as the one before. Rear end is in really good shape. You've got your badging. This is the 2.0 ZX, which was the mid-trim level offered. And then Camry. These were also sold as the Toyota Vista. So just a different badged variant of these. We've had one of those before too, in blue. And it was very similar, but that one was an automatic. All right, so let's take it for a drive, because I think we're ready for that. Again, all the clear coat is in good shape. There's no, peeling happening on any of these upward facing surfaces. And I just want to disclose all of that as much as possible, because this one's for sale, as you may have guessed. All right. Let's hop in. Factory Toyota key. There it is. So we've got the AC on because it's a little warm here today, blowing nice and cold. You can see, if I turn it off, you'll hear the compressor kick off. And then you'll hear it kick on. Anyhow, that's how that goes. So, let's take it for a spin. I want to disclose one more thing. This is the factory tape deck and AM/FM. While it turns on, it does not make any sound other than just some static. And I can see actually the band, it turns on. I can hear a little crackling in the speakers when I turn the volume up, but it doesn't play anything as far as AM/FM goes. We haven't tried tape, so it may work with tape. But pretty common thing for folks to replace these. You've got room for a double DIN, or you could go with another single DIN. This is just a little storage cubby down here. Below that is an ashtray. And below that is a double cup holder. 5-speed on the floor, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here. Reverse is down there. Parking brake works nice and tight. You see the light on the dash. Let's put a seatbelt on and let's take off. Before I do that, I forgot to show you guys the center console. Nothing too super exciting, but got some slotted storage. This is a soft touch piece here, which is nice for an armrest, and then a double lower deeper storage. All right, so 53,449 kilometers, which is about 33,000 miles, give or take. Very low. These 3S FE engines are renowned for being stout, solid, reliable engines. They work really well, especially the pre-96 variants were notably even better than their successor, which was also great. I think they made a few tweaks in this engine in 96. Probably emission compliance related stuff. I don't know any specifics beyond that, but I do know that they're all great engines, and I am pleased that this vehicle has the 3S FE, because I can't think of another engine I'd rather have in it as far as a gas variant goes. It's really one of Toyota's best mid-range gas engines they offered, and a really good one to have if you're using this vehicle in North America, which is where we've brought it to, because service is easy. So puts down nice power, shifts really smooth, rides nice and soft. It eats up all the suspension, all the bumps and corrugations in the road, providing for a really compliant ride. I really love the way these 90s Camrys drive, and this one is no exception. they just cradle you in a nice, comfortable manner. The transmission shifts strong and smooth and buttery. There's no, no grinding or clunking or crunching or anything like that. Tracks really straight down the road. I can, just account for the crown on the road, and we're just pretty much going straight. Brakes are on the money. There's no pulling, pulsating, no weakness in any of that. It just feels nice. We put a little bit of miles on this car just using it because it's a pleasure to drive, probably 300-400 miles, and we got the AC fixed. Hasn't exhibited any problems otherwise, and it's ready for a new home. Today we just sold the younger brother of this, the 93 or 94 we had up for sale, and really just great cars. I don't know what else there is to say other than that. Power windows all work. Oh, here, let me demonstrate the mirror. Pretty cool. And all the locks work, all the power windows work, power mirror adjustments, all that stuff. Everything works as it should. Like I said, we try our best to get these cars ready for their new home. They are older vehicles, but we have high standards when it comes to selection, and also high standards when it comes to getting things corrected using only OEM parts whenever possible or better. And like I said, if something doesn't work, we try our best to get it remedied. This needed a full AC system service, so that was done. It does run on R134A, which is the newer refrigerant, so you don't have to worry about making any conversions from R12, which was the older one, I think used mainly in 92 or 93, 92 is when they transitioned. So yeah, this car is just dialed in, as you guys can hopefully see through this video. It's kind of a get it done, great daily all-purpose driver, ready for regular use, all-season use. The tires are in good shape. I don't want to talk it up too much, but I would rather let the video and the photos speak for themselves. If you guys have questions about it, at the time of this video, it is still available. We haven't listed it yet, but it's going to go up for sale any day here. And if you do see it still up on our site and you're interested, just give us a call, reach out. If it's sold and you're looking for another one, we do have a few other similar things at this time. Toyota four-wheel drive sedans, wagons, stuff like that. So reach out. They don't tend to stick around for too long, but you never know. You might get lucky. Anyways, I don't think there's anything else left to say here in this video. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. So reach us out, find us, Ottoex.com, Ottoex.com, and we look forward to hearing from you. If you like the video, you can like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more, if I didn't already say that. All right, thanks for watching, guys.